Aquarius, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique, bringing you your October energy forecast. So welcome to October. I am going to recommend that you go ahead and you listen to October's energy forecast on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the playlist. It's going to give you a very great, grand, detailed version of all the different astro forecasts that I do not have the time to go into depth about in this particular forecast. It will give you a bigger, broader picture and a greater understanding and how it's actually going to affect your life. So coming into Libra season, it is a sister air sign to you. So you are all up in the mental plane trying to sort out new thoughts, new ideas. You definitely have the support of the Sun and Venus currently in this Libran energy, trying to strive for balance. Now coming into the month, especially on October 2nd, we are going to feel this jolt moving forward. This is a very transformative month. We are jumping into brand new beginnings, brand new cycles, and Mercury is going to be going direct in Virgo energy, rewinding us back to the end of August. We do have to retrace our steps. We will need a little bit of time before our mental plane is acting as clear as we would like, but Mercury going direct in Virgo energy is highlighting this 8th house for you. The 8th house is death, rebirth, resurrection, transformation. And because this is taking place in Virgo energy, this likely is going to be impacting what it is that needs to die, needs to end as far as bad habits, bad routines, bad narratives go in the mental plane. And of course, tapping into a lighter vibration, a more encouraging and positive narrative, you will definitely be seeing where it is that you need to tweak your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routine in order to float through the tasks and chores that you have to tend to with a much better mind frame, a much better focus, if you will. We are going to see a little bit of a new burst of ideas coming to life, but a lot of the mental blocks that are currently all clogged up in your mental plane are preventing you from actually seeing those ideas as clear as you need to see them. Now on the 8th, we have Pluto, the great transformer, going direct in Capricorn energy. This has been a 5-month lesson in where it is that you have had some shadow elements, some fears, some phobias blocking you from actually standing in your power, from actually taking control back over your life. Now this particular energy is set up in the 12th house for you, the hidden realm of thoughts, of emotions. This is your intuition. This is your soul contract. This is where endings need to take place in order for brand new beginnings to actually get started. And with Pluto being the great transformer, there is likely some loose ends that need to be tied up in your life before you can actually get started in bringing new elements to life. In this 12th house, just recognize that friendships, relationships, job titles, anything that has been a long-term fixture for you may come to an end. And if it does, try not to get too down about it because it's trying to clean up the space, open up a space for new people, for new opportunities to actually move in. On the 9th, we have the full moon taking place in Aries. This is definitely going to be a very heated event. We have a lot of anger, a lot of frustration bubbling up to the surface because we do not feel like we are making as much progress, as much change as we would actually like. And in this particular energy, this is going to be triggering your 3rd house of your mental plane, of information, of communication. And the full moon in Aries is our halfway point in the astrological calendar that we're currently working through, which takes us back to spring. There was likely a new idea. There was likely a new, I'm going to say, topic or theme trying to be initiated around that time for you. And it's been a very slow process with a lot of blocks and a lot of challenges. Because this 3rd house does rule over the mental plane, because Mercury is just waking up and we do need to give it a little bit of time in order for us to be thinking clearly, be able to communicate clearly. This full moon in Aries, because it is also in an aspect with Chiron, the wounded healer, we are likely going to have to hulk out a little bit. Let that anger rise to the surface. Let that frustration kind of reach a boiling point and be a little bit more communicative with what it is that's angering us, what it is that's frustrating us, especially where our personal relationships are concerned. The day after, on the 10th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, moving into Libra energy. Again, we're still retracing our steps. This time, we are now kind of in the second week of September. We are going to be looking back and reflecting and revisiting and re-editing and revising up until about the 17th of the month, when Mercury actually gets out of its post-shadow period and moves into familiar territory. Now, Mercury moving into Libra means that we are trying to sort out and process the thoughts that we have been debating upon. We have choices and decisions that we have to commit to, and we're really having a hard time because of the indecisiveness of this Libran energy on what it is that we should be doing. Now, this is going to be illuminating your ninth house of intuition, of higher education, of your philosophical belief system, and this is a closure, a wrap-up of a certain cycle as we prepare to embark on a brand new journey, a brand new adventure. In this ninth house, and with Mercury being in Libra, we are going to have to work very hard in order to integrate the intellect with our intuition and really lean more into your intuition and allow that to lead. In this ninth house, we are seeing the greater, grander picture of what it is that we want to pursue from here actually form, but again, Mercury being in Libra, we are still kind of looking back, reflecting on our past experiences, reflecting back on our education, our knowledge, our wisdom, and seeing what it is that we can pull into the present moment here in order to actually, A, wrap things up and kind of tidy the space in our lives up for new things to happen, and B, kind of be a little bit more optimistic and positive and confident about the possibilities of the adventures that we are about to decide upon and enter into. On the 23rd, it's a major day. This is when we are all going to be feeling a huge shift, and you most in particular, because on the 23rd, we have three different aspects happening, starting with Saturn going direct in Aquarius in this first house for you. So this is going to be a little bit of a flashback to 2021. You've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of back and forth, a lot of growth, and then a lot of retreating within that growth where, really finding your identity is concerned. Saturn, being the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles and responsibilities, has also been kind of testing us, blocking us, giving us restrictions in life. And since we've been doing this back and forth cha-cha-cha with a retrograde and now direct, we have been really trying to sort out who it is that we desire to be and how it is that we are going to show up into the world. Saturn being retrograde over the last 5 months has likely taken you on an inner journey to recognize where it is that boundaries have been tested, especially with how it is that you share yourself with other people. And now that Saturn is going to be going direct, there's an element of karma here where you get to boss up, where you get to feel more in alignment than you have felt in a long time. And this is at the later degrees of this Aquarian energy, trying to wrap up this cycle as we move into 2023. There is more of a rebranding, a reinvention, if you will, of the sense of self. And I feel like whatever it is that you're currently aligned with and willing to pursue as far as your mission and your purpose goes is more suited, well suited, more aligned with your higher purpose than what it is that you were experimenting with even about a year and a half ago. On the same day, we have Venus moving into Scorpio energy. Just a couple of hours later, we have the Sun moving into Scorpio energy. Now, Scorpio energy is a water sign, and because you are an air sign, this is going to be a time of high creativity for you. It can be a little bit emotional, but it actually brings a huge transformational type of energy, and it really is going to renew you and kind of inspire you and get you aligned with new passions and new desires. Venus and the Sun moving into Scorpio energy will be illuminating your 10th house of career, of karma, of roles, of responsibilities, and where it is that you're actually bossing up in this particular arena. In the 10th house, where the career is concerned, it would not be surprising at all if you had a new goal, a new vision, a new dream on what it is that you wanted to achieve in this career arena. And because this is water energy and it is highly imaginative, highly creative, very intuitive, listening to your gut on some of the passion projects that you wish to pursue are going to be highly abundant, very, very much bringing a lot of rewards to you over this next 6-month cycle. On the 25th, we have the new moon solar eclipse taking place at 2 degrees in Scorpio. This is also in your 10th house. Go back to the fall of 2021. Something popped off there. I feel like many of my Aquarian friends were kind of dabbling in either leaving a job or jumping into a new job or educating themselves with skills and talents to jump into a new career or a new industry. Of course, there was a little bit of a blip in that plan back in May of 2022. And this is a continuation of this particular life lesson. Again, the Scorpio energy lights up your 10th house. Now, where this is a solar eclipse, this is blessing us with rewards, with abundance, with blessings, and kind of making up for the pain, for the struggle that we've been dealing with for the last 2.5 years, where the tussle, the conflict has been in the career, in the roles and responsibility sector of our lives. So this is going to provide you with a huge blessing, a huge amount of abundance to kind of validate for you that this is the safest bet for you. This is where your security, where your finances are going to blossom the most. And again, the Scorpio energy is asking you to get really in touch with what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that you desire, and bringing a whole brand new level of creativity to what it is that you've been doing. On the 28th, we have Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, blessings, and abundance, still retrograde, but moving back into Piscean energy. Jupiter has been in Aries energy since the spring. We jumped into new chapters. We tried to bring new things to life. And then when Jupiter went retrograde, we kind of had to stop with the growth, with the expansion that we were trying to make happen in our exterior realms. We had to move inward to kind of reflect the challenges, the obstacles that we faced, where we kind of lived up to our expectations and where it is that we felt like we could have done things better. Now that Jupiter is retrograding back into Pisces energy, first of all, it is a water energy. It is the endings and closures of the Zodiac wheel, and it is going to take us back on a little bit of a reflective journey into 2021. And Jupiter being in Pisces throughout 2021 brought a huge amount of healing, but also highlighted for us some karmic wounds, some spiritual aspects where we had to dive into our spirituality and really kind of reconnect with ourselves, with what it is that we inspired to dream of, our imagination. And Jupiter going retrograde in Pisces is going to be illuminating your second house. So your second house is what it is that you want to give birth to, what it is you want to create in life, where it is that you need to bring new routines, new relationships, new financial opportunities into the realm of creation. So this is likely going to be you revisiting some of the ideas or some of the topics and themes that you were very passionate about in 2021 that you maybe failed in actually bringing to life. But this is a brand new energy. This is a brand new renewal, a reconnection, a realignment, a recalibration, if you will. And because we are very in tune with our spiritual selves and our intuition, it is likely that you're going to be downloading a lot of intuitive insights, a lot of really great ideas, aha moments that you're going to be able to implement in your life, bring to life, and actually see stand the test of times for your long-term goals. On the 29th, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio energy as well. This is also setting up in the 10th house of your career, of roles and responsibilities, and of karma. Now, Mercury is very much clear at this point. Our headspace is clear. We're able to communicate and articulate our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions at this time. And in the 10th house, this is likely going to be a prime opportunity for you to be able to speak your mind, to bring some of the ideas that you've been dabbling in your inner realm to life. This is going to be a great time for you to speak with confidence, with clarity in the area of your expertise, and really get in touch with what it is that you are passionate about, what it is that you desire to achieve as far as your career goals go. And I feel like if you are leading a project or leading a particular workforce at this particular time, whatever ideas that you're actually speaking about and attempting to bring to life are going to be very financially rewarding for you. Lastly, on the 30th, we have Mars going retrograde in Gemini energy. This is going to be a shift for everyone. It is going to pull us in our inner realm. It is going to have us facing some mental health issues. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to have a breakdown, but there is going to be a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of irritability that rises to the surface to show us where it is that we do not feel in control, that we do not feel in power in our lives. And of course, the anger and frustration that goes along with that. Because this is Gemini energy, our communication, our mental plane is going to be very aggressive, very angered, and we're going to have a hard time taking action outside of ourselves, which also brings a new level of frustration because we're not able to make as much progress as we would like. Now, Mars going retrograde in Gemini energy is going to be illuminating your fifth house. Your fifth house is your heart chakra. It is where playful energy is concerned. It is where creativity is concerned, where romance is concerned. And mostly it is going to be illuminating for you where it is that you've been hurt in the past, where it is that you've been angered so much in your heart space by lies, by betrayal, by the disconnection of relationships that you wish you would have worked out. And in this particular time, because again, Mars is going to be in Gemini until March of 2023, we're really having to examine the walls that we have built up around our heart space and recognizing whether or not they're actually, protecting us from being hurt from the outside realm, or whether or not they're acting as prison walls, preventing us from truly connecting with people that we desire to connect with, whether we are blocking our own creativity, whether we are kind of stunting the childlike, playful curiosity and playful energy that we have been, I guess, absent in being able to kind of sit in. This is going to be a huge emphasis on what it is that you need to unpack in your heart chakra, the emotional baggage that you need to sort through and make the decision to actually drop and leave in the past so that you can move into 2023 with a clean slate, with new passions, with new desires, and not have the heavier vibrational frequencies, the anger, the frustration actually blocking your path and getting what it is that you want. So some of the messages that I feel like maybe the guides want you to focus on as you move through the month. First of all, this is about finding a brand new grounding point. This is about examining the foundations of your life, the routine of your day-to-day life. Where is it that you need to make more time to take care of yourself, that mind, that body, that soul equation? Where is it that you have to kind of get down to the nitty-gritty and clear the air in some of your personal relationships? Where is it that maybe you have to sit down and take a good look at your finances and maybe create a budget for you? This is a time to get organized. It's a time to be present in the moment and take a good look at what it is that is kind of lingering from the past that needs to be cleared up before you can go ahead and start building towards the new dream, towards a new vision, towards a new goal. Now, the next message that they're bringing forth is one of a test of strength. And I feel like when we talk about strength, we talk about the karmic tough love life lessons that have been thrown at us. And when we talk about that, we talk about Saturn, and Saturn going direct in Aquarius, in your sign, in this first house of self, is going to be a huge spotlight on where it is that you've passed some very, very important and very tough life lessons in trying to figure out who it is that you are, having the boundaries in order to protect yourself, to make sure that you're doing right by you just as much as you are doing right by other people. I feel like this is a transformation of self. I feel like this is a transformation of where it is that new boundaries need to be created and implemented in your life in order for you to not be constantly distracted by the wants, needs, and desires of other people, so that you can concentrate on honoring what it is that your heart is asking you to pursue from here. Lastly, I feel like there's going to be a whirlwind of chaos, of confusion, but also excitement coming into the mental plane, mostly because I feel like you're being downloaded and inspired with a lot of brand new ideas that are really exciting, that are triggering this new passion, this new desire within you. And I feel like for the most part, even though we are kind of stunted in how far we're able to go in bringing new things to life, I feel like you're going to make a lot of progress in at least aligning with what it is is that, makes you excited again, that makes you happy again, that brings you a source of energy and pleasure. And because there is a karmic and divine energy happening this month, I feel like you are going to be receiving a lot of insight, a lot of vision, a lot of downloads from your higher self that will actually propel you in this brand new direction to bring some of these ideas alive, to really channel your creativity in a different way. And of course, receive the monetary blessings from doing so and putting yourself out there in a different way with confidence and with clarity. So Aquarius, that's all that I have for you for October's energy. I hope that you have a beautiful month, and we'll talk to you soon.